Hey guys, I'm going to share exactly how we ranked number one within 50 days, outranking HubSpot, CXL, Pavilion, Cognism, and some giant SaaS and B2B brands. Not only did we rank from scratch number one in 50 days, but we also drove leads, signups, and close one paid revenue within 67 days from scratch. So I'm going to break down that entire strategy. There's a little bit of a myth in SEO that it takes 6, 12, 18 months to see results. Truth is, if you have a bias towards action, you can see results within 90 days. And I'm going to go through the exact strategy we followed. But first, let me show you a bit of proof if you're watching as opposed to listening. So one of our focus keywords was demand generation course. And if we scroll down on Google to the organic number one, we can see our client, the B2B Playbook.com. There we go. Position one, demand generation course. And underneath them, we can see those competitors that were above: Cognism, CXL. We can see Pavilion, and of course, the giant that is HubSpot. And to give you an idea of a bit of an impact and show you that something like this is possible, perhaps if you've got a relatively new website or you haven't done much SEO in the past, if we look at HubSpot's domain authority, we can see that they've got a domain rating of 93, and our client, the B2B Playbook.com, they have a domain rating right now of 28. But before we started, I think it was a much lower, like 15, 16, 17, something like that. So it's gone up a few points with the strategies that we are going to dive into. So first things first, when we discussed that they wanted to start driving inbound leads and revenue for their company through organic SEO, first thing we discussed are, let's nail down the money keywords. Let's work out what is a prospect most likely to search on Google when they have high intent to speak to a salesperson around your offer. In their case, the B2B Playbook, their main offer is a B2B demand generation course, demand generation training. So much like when we work with SaaS clients, I work in very simple strategies. I normally get them to list out, what is your main offer that you want to be selling? What are some of the main industries that have the problem you fix, understand the impact of it, and motivated to solve it and have cash to easily invest in it? And then how can we build those out into long tail keywords that have multiple words within them, that have a little bit of search volume, but if someone's going to search for it, they have high intent that they're going to be quite likely to invest in your offer. So they were talking around demand generation training, demand generation course. So we went to, in this case, Hrefs. I wanted to check, so I looked up demand generation course within Hrefs, and we saw that didn't have a ton of search volume, so 60 global search volume. But we knew that people, if they went to, in their case, they target B2B marketers. If someone's going to Google typing in demand generation course, they're not doing it for fun. They're not really doing it to get information. It's a commercial, it's a bottom of funnel keyword. If someone's looking for it, they're probably quite interested in sorting out a demand generation course for themselves. So that was one of the first thing we defined. In this case, this was one of the money bottom of funnel keywords we wanted to rank for to drive leads and potential revenue. Once we'd established that this was one of the agreed money keywords, we went ahead and quite literally Googled the keyword. So demand generation course, before we got the B2B Playbook number one organic, we could see Cognism ranking organic one, then CXL and HubSpot. So we took a look at those top three results to see how they were structured, to see where we could win, gaps in their strategy, and how we could blow these pages out the water with our content. So if we look at Cognism's page, they've got the demand generation playbook course, and essentially it's a bunch of videos that you can consume that will help you improve demand generation. Not so much paid, more free video clips that you can consume. Not a ton of content on the page itself, which we noticed that we could strike on. Not much information in general, more a little intro at the start of the page, above the fold, and then a bunch of video clips that you can work your way through. That was the Cognism page. And then if we look at the CXL page, they have got a demand generation course. So theirs did have a hero area, and essentially it was, again, a sign up, an option to sign up. It explains that they've got that you can become great at demand generation. It explains who the course owner was, had some social proof of companies that have done their training. had a little intro video, talked about the trainer 𝗥𝗲𝗹𝗁𝗲𝗀, and then at the bottom of the page, it kind of broke down what was entailed within that course. So we thought, okay, what can we do to kind of make our page more useful, more helpful? And at the same time, one thing that I should mention is when it comes to assessing what ranks, so in this case, for our focus keyword, which we'd assigned demand generation course, we assessed the intent. So we could see that typically landing pages rank quite well for this keyword. So we agreed that a landing page makes sense as opposed to an article page, a comparison page, a listicle page, or similar. So we agreed we'd do a landing page. And then a lot of technical SEO for B2B and SaaS is, to be fair, quite BS. So you don't need to do tons of technical SEO until you get to thousands of pages on your website, more enterprise level or more e-commerce level. A lot of B2B and SaaS websites are generally thin on content. So you need to follow the basics and you'll be absolutely fine. So in this case, demand generation course is our main keyword. So we include that within the meta title here. We include it within the meta description. One thing on the meta title, rather than just being demand generation course, we had in brackets, crush your 2024 revenue goals. And then if we dive into the page, you'll see that on their URL, we have their domain.com, so the B2B and then / and then their target keyword. So yourdomain.com / demand-generation-course. So including that target keyword within URL. And the other thing to note is their H1, so their heading 1 tag. You only want one heading 1 tag per page. So the H1 includes their target keyword with a bit of a hook. So in their case, the ultimate demand generation course -- crush your revenue targets in 2025. So straight away on their page, to make it a bit more enticing, attractive, they've got that hook in the H1. They summarize the demand generation course, gives B2B marketing and small teams templates, tools to drive revenue from their business. They've got a YouTube video breakdown specifically for the course. We found from our data that embedding a YouTube video on the topic can help you outrank competitors, in the sense that YouTube's owned by Google. Also, in the search engine results page, sometimes you can get an image next to your listing to improve click-through rates. Plus, for some keywords in the search results page, Google has a video section. So you can actually rank 3 videos plus your normal organic listing. So you can almost get 4 rankings for one keyword. So super little hack there. Above they fold, they've got a bit of a scarcity, only 10 spots available. Then they've got a call to action where you can apply for this cohort. Also above the fold, they've got some ticks that share exactly what's entailed. As we scroll down, they've weaved in some social proof. So we saw the competitors' pages that we looked at, and we thought some gaps in their strategy were, we can look at YouTube video embed. The other gap in the current pages that were ranking, like HubSpot's, like 𝗥𝗲𝗹𝗁𝗲𝗀, like / sales pages, we saw that they didn't have tons of social proof. So the social proof on this page we added was reviews of why B2B marketers chose the course, star reviews, an image with their name and a link to their LinkedIn, profiles. We've got a bit of a timeline, so you've got time to X amount of time until the course closes for entries, along with another CTA. Then they actually dive into pain points. So a nice framework to use for landing pages is pain or problem, agitate the problem, and then solution. Position your solution as a painkiller to that frustrating problem. But they're leveraging the problems that they actually hear on sales calls, on prospecting calls, so the page can really resonate with dream clients. Because there's no point in building a page if it doesn't resonate with dream clients' problems, goals, jobs to be done, and then position your offer as a painkiller. So they use really good language here. Like, are you struggling to drive leads and revenue with your demand generation? Do you feel like you're on a hamster wheel, drowning in busy work? And they've got some cool graphics. And now you can focus. Then underneath, they've got focus on revenue, not just leads with demand gen. So if you scroll down, it says, look, this is how we're positioned. This is what's wrong with traditional lead gen. And then another call to action to apply. And then they've got a nice comparison table. So without our demand generation course, these are all the negative things that you're going to see. And then next to it, they've got life with a demand generation course. So these are all the upticks, all the benefits that you can see in a nicely presented table, which is awesome. And then another CTA. And then it breaks down as we scroll towards halfway down the page. It shares exactly what's involved in the training program and who is running it. And then they break down nice screenshots. So you can actually, so many SaaS and B2B companies fail to show in their landing pages and their articles and more, under the bonnet, folks want to see under the bonnet of your offer. This goes beyond SEO. People want to see what's involved in your SaaS, in your tool, in your software or your service. So they've got nice screenshots, as well as breaking down what's included, in this case a course, but yours might be software or a service. They've got nice screenshots so you can get under the bonnet of the offer. And yeah, they go through all the main tools, all the main offers within their solution. Again, screenshots of happy people on their course, breaking down each and every segment of the course. Some more social proof and examples of what you get at the end. So the aha moment. Worth noting that if you are doing these landing pages, or maybe what ranks well for one of your focus keywords is an article, if you're a SaaS, look to show the aha moment. So it could be a GIF that shows, if you're calendar scheduling, the moment someone clicks a time and it books in the calendar. In their case, their aha moment is folks getting onto the course, getting the value from the course, showing screenshots on this landing page, but also the fact that folks get a certificate. So when you complete the course, you get a certification, and they've got that in here, that you'll get that as a reward for completing it. And then towards the end of the page, it breaks down everything once again, recaps what you get. And what I love, what I encourage anyone to do on a landing page is have an FAQ section near the bottom, but don't put generic FAQs like, if you sell software, what is calendar scheduling? Or in their case, what is a demand generation course? Leverage your FAQs to address head-on real questions you get on sales calls, prospecting calls, onboarding calls. Handle those objections head-on. Like, who shouldn't apply for this? Do you have a business case for your boss they're using? How much does it cost? What's the refund policy? Do I get an account manager? Can you train this? Like, address all the objections, the spicy objections you get on sales calls. If you're not sure what they are, sit down with your sales call, sit down with your sales team, sit down with your CS team, bring up all the objections and address them head on. Not only is it signaling to Google that you're trustworthy and giving useful content, you're addressing their framework EEAT, experience, expertise, authority, trust, but this is going to speed up sales cycles because you're saving yourself time on calls, or you're saving your sales team time on calls, where you can literally address these questions, and folks are going to be more encouraged to take action and convert. And then again, they've got the form at the bottom of their landing page where folks can then apply to the course and get started. And the other thing is, if you are doing a landing page for an offer, why not mention the pricing? So you don't want to get tons of leads that can't afford your offer. You want folks to know how much it costs and an idea of what's entailed, so you can pre-qualify prospects, because you've given all this value within the page, you've handled all the objections, you've shown who it's for, who it's not for, what they're going to get at the end, you've shown the aha moment, back it up with pricing, and then encourage qualified conversions. So a bit of a guide there on how to, the goal of this is just to blow your competitors' pages out of the water, be more useful, be more helpful, be more trustworthy, and qualify and drive qualified leads. So we went through that exercise with them. We built the in-depth monster landing page that we wanted to rank for demand generation course. They got it published. And once it went live, we were about a month after publishing, we were lagging behind on page 2. So we were still struggling with competitors like HubSpot, CXL, Cognism, etc., that were beating us in the rankings. So we thought, right, we've built a decent page. I think what we need to do now, because this is a competitive keyword, we can see there's some monster giants. We need to build some backlinks. So the strategy that I shared with the B2B Playbook, George over there, was let's build some backlinks. Let's signal to Google that we've got some authority in this sector. Let's start boosting up this page in organic, because we've built a great page, but let's earn some links. So in this case, we did some quick wins. George's instance, he'd guested on quite a few podcasts. So one way to do this, if you've perhaps yourself or maybe your founder or your exec team has done some past press, done some past podcasts or similar, what you can do is quite literally go onto LinkedIn. If they have done, it might not be a founder, it might be a marketing leader or revenue leader. Copy and paste their LinkedIn profile, chuck it onto Hrefs, and then look at the backlinks that are going to their LinkedIn URL. So in this case, what you can see is there might be some niche relevant, high authoritative sites. So example, if I'm just looking at my own LinkedIn page URL now, but yours might be your founder, exec team, whoever, I can see in this instance, if we look at the domain rating section, you can filter by domain rating, domain authority. I can see there's sites like Databox, they've got 82 domain rating, 𝗥𝗲𝗹𝗁𝗀, 76 domain rating, Clutch. So look for those niche relevant authoritative sites that are linking to your LinkedIn profile and reach out to them. Drop them a quick message. Say, thanks very much for featuring my founder or whoever it may be. Reach out to whoever's responsible for the article on LinkedIn. Drop them a personalized note. Just say, would you mind linking to one of our target pages, one of our target keywords that we're going after? I see you've included our LinkedIn profile. Could we either switch that or add our target keyword? That's a really good way, really quick way to earn links for press or coverage that you've already got. And my other tip, which George followed for ranking the B2B playbook, is he'd featured in a lot of podcasts. So he reached out to those folks that had published the podcast he guested on, if they could, on the article page for the specific podcast, if they could add a backlink, so a do follow backlink to demand generation course to that specific landing page they were trying to rank. So another tip, if you've not guested on many podcasts, or if your founder or exec team haven't, go to a site called listennotes.com, type in your niche. My niche, for example, I type in SaaS marketing. You might type in fintech, HR, sales enablement, whatever your niche, your ICP, your target clients associated with your sector. And then you can start looking at the top 5, top 10%, top 2.5% podcasts, and you can reach out to the hosts to start guesting on their shows. Not only will this give you PR, not only will it get you in front of other audiences that are interested in your niche, but also when they publish the episode, you can get leads, inbound leads from listeners or watchers, but you can ask them on the article page when they publish it to give you a backlink to one of your focus keywords. Super good if they've got an authoritative website. So from memory, George did this for about 11, 12 or so podcasts that he guested on. Nearly all of them agreed to give them the backlink to the focus page. And lo and behold, by 50 days, from 0 ranking on this keyword for a relatively low domain rating website. So if we do that comparison again, I think HubSpot are on about 92 domain rating, and these guys are on 20-ish. We managed to get them organic 1 in the US. I'm in the UK, so you can see it's global organic position 1 rankings for the B2B playbook. And within 67 days, George reported back to us that they're getting pipeline, which resulted in 1 deals for they're selling quite a high ticket. So it's not a low ticket offer. It's in-depth B2B course that they provide, and they're getting some high ticket revenue off the back of that. 0 to 50 days for ranking and 67 days to leads and revenue. So it shows you that this strategy, it doesn't always have to be 6 to 12 months to get inbounds, to get revenue from organic SEO. When you do it strategically, define those money keywords, build best-in-class content, do the straightforward technical SEO. The only thing I didn't mention on technical SEO is internal links can be great. So if you've got other articles that are relevant to the topic, internally link to that main landing page or that focus article page that you're trying to rank. And likewise, in that landing page or article you want to rank, internally link back to relevant pages. So very much possible with a strategic approach. If you want to grab this yourself, I've actually wrote a no BS mini guide. So how your B2B or SaaS company can follow this exact process that we did for the B2B playbook. We've done for a bunch of other B2B and SaaS brands. So just head over to breakingb2b.com and hit the newsletter tab, and you can unlock it instantly. Plenty more episodes on the podcast with unusual SEO and B2B marketing strategies. Or if you're maybe feeling a little frustrated that your website is constantly below competitors, when prospects search for your offer or your service or compare to alternatives or search for the problem you fix on Google, they keep seeing competitors above you in organic search results, meaning those competitors are stealing organic traffic, inbound leads, mind share, and more. We might be able to fix that for your B2B or SaaS with our unusual approach to SEO. Head over to breakingb2b.com to book a call with myself and see if we can help. Otherwise, cheers for tuning in. I shall catch you on the next one. Cheers.